The three angels icon that you see on the far right there is perhaps one of the most famous Russian icons that we see from this late Byzantine period. It is one of the most famous pieces, and it's created by an artist by the name of Andrei Rublev. This piece is created before the end of the Byzantine Empire, so 1410. But in Russia, they sort of saw themselves as the continuation of the Roman Empire via the Byzantine. So in other words, you have the Romans, and then the Romans become the Byzantine, and then the Byzantine become the Russians. That's why they use the term Tsar, which is Russian for Caesar. And we're seeing some of that here. They are using that imagery, that Byzantine imagery, in an icon, a 5-foot-tall icon. And what we have is a piece, and you see all those holes there. That's because it would have been originally covered by a silver or gold plate with cutouts for the hands and head. And this is called a rizas. This has been removed over time, and there probably were multiple rizas applied to it over time. Of course, that's the valuable piece. So if someone finds it and they're conquering an area, they're going to take that and melt it down. Now, what we're seeing here is a depiction of three angels that appear to Abraham. Now, they're not dressed as angels in the story. Instead, they disguise themselves, and they appear before Abraham, and they say, hey, we're looking for hospitality. Now, this is the basis of all three Abrahamic faiths, the idea of hospitality. The Abrahamic faiths are Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. That we must help people who are less fortunate, that we must help people who are traveling. And in the ancient world, the idea of offering hospitality is really offering survival. There's no Howard Johnson, no Super 8, there's no McDonald's. When you're traveling, you're relying on the kindness of strangers. And so we're seeing that. His kindness to these angels is what will allow his wife to become pregnant and give birth to his son. So we see halo and wings speaking to their divinity, but we know in the story they were veiled. However, in a visual image, if I depict this as three people, it might be misunderstood, but three angels suddenly becomes very apparent what story is being depicted. This is known for strong use of pattern and contrasting colors. It's a very bright image, and what you see is not nearly as bright as it probably was when it was first painted. This is, after all, about 600 years old. So paints fade, colors disappear as people try and clean it up. We no longer have the rizas, which it was there to protect most of the image, which is why you see the hands and face that seem to be duller than the rest of it, probably because they were out in the open, they were attacked by light, the elements, etc. And in the Russian tradition, this piece is said to have given rise to the idea that certain icons, including this one, could be carried into battle and bring victory to the Russian troops. So it would have been out there quite a bit. It would have been moved around. In terms of style, this is pure Byzantine. It's painted, but it's definitely Byzantine. We have that very linear form, some sense of modeling. In the background, you see a city referring to the city of heaven, giving us this idea that this might be angels that are sitting here, not just people being given hospitality. And it gives us, again, that basis of all Abrahamic faiths, the idea of hospitality for strangers, helping those in need, even if we don't know who they are.